more than 82,000 people have been forced to evacuate because of an explosive wildfire. The fire is called the Blue Cut Fire. It has scorched around 18,000 acres just east of Los Angeles.
Homes and businesses have been destroyed, and several firefighters were hurt trying to contain the flames. The governor declared a state of emergency yesterday. Jasmine Viel of our CBS station in Los Angeles is in Viel, California. Jasmine, describe the scene where you are right now.
Well, it's pretty much a wasteland. I mean, everything here in this small community where I'm standing, torched by this fast-moving fire. And Anne-Marie, Vlad, this by far the most destructive of the 3 wildfires that have burned here in the San Bernardino National Forest just within the last week and a half. And we're about 60 miles east of L.A., just off the 138. And look at this. As the fire just came through here, it destroyed homes just like this one. I'm standing on probably what was the front porch leading up to the front door, and it is still smoldering, as you can see, and thousands of other homes still threatened. And I want to have my photographer point up toward the ridgeline, because that's where this fire is still very active. You see all of that smoke there on the ridge. The good news, at least I can tell you, cooler temperatures and the winds have died down. Those have been a huge issue in this fight. As you're going to be looking at some video here of just heartbreaking images of people's possessions going up in flames. We have no count yet on how many homes and businesses have been destroyed, but it appears dozens. The fire, this all started around 10:30 yesterday morning, so we're going on nearly 24 hours. Again, as you mentioned, more than 18,000 acres. I'm sure it's much larger than that, since it has just burned through the night, and it's really moving on all fronts through this very dry brush. An estimated 34,000 homes, nearly 83,000 people still under those evacuation warnings with no containment. I want to bring in Jake Rodriguez. He is with the U.S. Forest Service. Jake, let me pull you over here. And again, just talking about the devastation, as our backdrop here, again, is just this home that is still smoldering, destroyed. You see some of the dishwasher, the ovens, people's possessions still inside. But Jake, what are you guys up against today as you try to protect even more homes?
Well, we're expecting red flag conditions again today, which are going to bring high temperatures in the mid-90s, wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour, and humidities as low as 3%. So it's going to be another challenging day for us. We're working on protecting the community of Wrightwood. We're focusing a lot of our resources in that area, and we're going to continue to do or begin doing damage assessments in the area. That's going to include the use of cadaver dogs to search and see if there were any that were not able to escape and that may have perished.
And that's how some of the firefighters were injured yesterday, trying to protect some of the people who refused to evacuate.
I'm not sure if that's what happened.
Some did suffer burns. But Jake, let me ask you this. Resources that are being pulled in from across the state, these firefighters have moved from one fire to the next. They're exhausted and being pulled in all directions.
Yes, it's been a busy fire season in California so far. There's been a lot going on in the Sierras with drought and insect kill, tree mortality, and then also here in Southern California already with the hot weather, the low humidities, the red flag conditions that we've been seeing. So yeah, so far it's been a very busy
15 air tankers. When we talk about resources, how many?
So we have 12 fixed-wing aircraft, including 2 of the very large air tankers. We have 15 helicopters and a total of 1,309 personnel assigned.
You can just see the magnitude of this fire. Anne-Marie and Vlad, as I send it back to you, Jake, thank you so much here with the U.S. Forest Service. And actually what you were just looking at, if we're taking some more of these live pictures here, that appears to be, in what I was mentioning, this small community, maybe a handful of homes just here that were destroyed in this fire, a lot of the cars torched, basically just an eerie sight with a swing set that was pretty much the only thing still standing when we arrived here. Some of the fire trucks now just moving down Highway 138. The new shift is starting. There is a briefing underway right now, and as Jake mentioned there with the U.S. Forest Service, just trying to get a better handle on exactly how many acres have burned and also the damage.
Jasmine, you know, we saw some aerial pictures of the fire, and it really looks like it's taken on a life of its own. You know already there are about 82,000 people who have been forced to flee their home. Do we expect that number to go up? Is there a risk that perhaps homes that are not in the fire's path now may be in the next 24 hours, considering how dynamic this fire is?
Yeah, exactly. And that is the concern, especially when you think about the winds picking back up again today. That's what firefighters are most worried about, that the erratic winds could move this in all different directions once again. But they made those evacuation zones pretty large early on yesterday because they were worried about the fire doing exactly what it did. So you have the mountain resort communities of Wrightwood, of Lido Creek, that all fall under these evacuation orders, and it is a pretty large area. So right now, those mandatory evacuations still in place, miles and miles away from here.
All right, Jasmine Viel for us on the ground in Phelan, California. Jasmine, thank you.